Osmosis. What is osmosis? Osmosis is the movement of water molecules from a place where there is a high concentration of water to a place where there is a lower concentration of water. This movement happens through something called a partially permeable membrane. This is a membrane that allows small molecules like water to pass through, but does not allow larger molecules like sugar. Important idea. Water moves to balance things out. It moves from where there is more water to where there is less water. Key idea you must remember. Osmosis is a type of diffusion, but only for water. Diffusion is movement of particles. Osmosis is movement of water only. No energy is needed. This is a passive process. How osmosis works in cells. Water is always moving in and out of cells. This depends on the concentration of the solution inside the cell compared to outside the cell. Case 1. If there is more water outside the cell, water moves into the cell. The cell gets bigger. In animal cells, too much water can cause the cell to burst. In plant cells, the cell becomes firm and strong. Case 2. If there is more water inside the cell, water moves out of the cell. The cell shrinks. In plant cells, the cell becomes weak and floppy. Simple way to understand it. Water always moves from dilute to concentrated solution. Dilute means more water. Concentrated means less water. What affects osmosis? These factors affect how fast osmosis happens. 1. Concentration difference. A bigger difference means faster movement. 2. Temperature. Higher temperature means particles move faster. 3. Surface area. Bigger surface area means more space for water to move through. Required practical potato experiment. This is one of those experiments examiners love because students mess it up. Method. 1. Cut potato into equal-sized pieces. 2. Measure their mass. 3. Put them into different sugar solutions. 4. Leave for 24 hours. 5. Take them out and dry them. 6. Measure mass again. What happens? If potato gains mass, water entered the cells. If potato loses mass, water left the cells. Percentage change in mass. Percentage change equals change in mass divided by original mass multiplied by 100. Example in words. New mass minus original mass. Divide by original mass. Multiply by 100. Positive result means gain. Negative result means loss. Rate of osmosis. Rate equals change in mass divided by time. Unit is grams per minute. Graph explanation. You plot concentration on the horizontal axis. You plot percentage change on the vertical axis, where the graph crosses zero change. That is where the inside of the cell matches the solution. This is called the equilibrium point. Important practical tips. Use equal-sized potato pieces. Keep temperature the same. Use same volume of solution. Repeat experiment and calculate average. If you ignore this, your results are basically useless. Question and answer section. Question: what is osmosis? Answer: osmosis is the movement of water molecules from a high concentration of water to a low concentration of water through a partially permeable membrane. Question: how does a cell gain water? Answer: water enters the cell when the surrounding solution has a higher concentration of water than inside the cell. Question: what happens to potato in pure water? Answer: the potato gains mass because water enters the cells by osmosis. Question: what happens to potato in concentrated sugar solution? Answer: the potato loses mass because water leaves the cells by osmosis. Question: explain what happens in terms of osmosis. Answer: water moves from a region with more water to a region with less water across a partially permeable membrane. Question: predict what happens in a very concentrated solution. Answer: the potato will lose more mass because more water leaves the cells. Question: what is the dependent variable? Answer: change in mass or length of the potato. Question: what is the independent variable? Answer: concentration of the sugar solution. Question: give two control variables. Answer: temperature, volume of solution. Question: why repeat the experiment? Answer: to reduce errors and make results more reliable. Final memory trick. If your brain decides to betray you in the exam, remember this: water chases balance. Cells either swell or shrink. And if you forget everything else, at least remember which way water moves. Because that one mistake ruins half the paper.